Hello. Welcome to DK Boljat. I'm so glad you're here. Today I have little 2x4, they're 2" by 4" canvases, and they are stretched just like a large canvas, but these are mini canvases. And I'm going to try something new. I am going to paint some pictures of Mount Hood with a beautiful sunrise sky. And I hope you can join me. This may take about a half hour, maybe more, I don't know. Right now we're going to use a 10-0 fan brush. This is made for acrylic paint. I will also use a number 4 Blick round. And we have, this looks like, well, it's got paint on it, so it's kind of hard to tell, but it looks about like a round. And the size of a round, let's see, it says it's a 7,000. It's a liner. It's a liner, and yeah, I'm so sorry, the paint's gone, but you can kind of see it. It's a round, a little longer. This is also a round, but it's smaller. So this one's a 20-0. So this one's got to be larger than that. But anyway, those are what I have out here to use, and I have some distilled water here too. And I'm going to start with, now these have been primed with white primer, and I'm going to start by painting a little bit of white on the background, so just across the top. So these guys, okay, again, these guys are going to be, this will be the top of these ones. I'm just going to get the white on the top. So one of them's upside down, and I'm just putting white acrylic paint on here, and I want to have it go over the top of it too, to give the illusion of, it's going to be like a Mount Hood sunrise. I was debating, is it a sunrise or a sunset, but it's Mount Hood sunrise. And this will be fun. I don't typically paint pictures without reference photos handy, but I am going to do this, and I hope you're going to join me. So I'm using Blick paint. Also, I'm using golden, so that I have quinacridone red. So let me list off the paint here. This is titanium white, and this is Blick ultramarine blue and Blick burnt umber, and these two will make a nice black. And I also have some cad yellow here, and then quinacridone red for the sky. I'm going to put white across this sky as well, the top. I'll do 3 at a time, I guess. You can get these little canvases at Jerry's online. It's a store. Yeah, you can buy them on there. Making sure it's around the sides as well and across the top. And we'll see how well this video does, because I am working towards more watch hours, and I'm hoping you'll join me and watch this and paint it, and you can pause it anytime you need to. Okay, so I've got the white across the top. We're going to make that now the top here. It's across the top. It's still wet. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the ultramarine blue. I mean, there's so much pigment in this, I don't need much, and I don't want it to get any white in the paint, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of it, pull it over here, and make a lighter cloud color here. We don't need blue in the sky just yet, but I'm going to also add a little bit of burnt umber to that, so I don't want any of my white in there, so I'm going to need to take the knife and grab some of it. There we go, we'll put it over here, make it sort of a gray blue. There we go. It won't be so vibrantly ultramarine, it's going to be more of a gray blue. There we are. And we're going to put in some clouds. So I have the brush all flat with paint. It's loaded with paint, but it's sort of flat. And I'm just going to paint in a little bit of clouds by going in little circles with my brush. It doesn't have to be perfect circles. We're just going to get a little bit of it on there. Going in little circles. I'm not really holding still. Just going to go nice and across the canvas. And over the sides. I'm going to make sure and get it all so that when somebody looks at this, they're going to see a little landscape. Nothing's going to distract them from this canvas. So I can set it down here. And I'm going to grab another fan brush. It is probably the same size. Well, this is a 10-0, similar. And I'm just blending in the edges so I don't have big chunks of color. There we go. And I'm wiping the excess on my tablecloth. You can buy these tablecloths at Home Depot. I don't know that they sell them online. I'll have to figure that out. That would be good to do, huh? I can turn down the music. Might be getting a bit loud, but I'm going around the edges of it as well. Both sides. There we are. And I'll rinse this off. This will be ready for blending the next one. I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. It's less than half, so it should be fine. Okay. I'm going to get some more of the cloud color and go into this wet white that I have here and decide how I want those clouds to look. So maybe these ones are going to be more side to side. Get a little bit more white in that. When I'm done doing this video, I will go for a walk. I think that would be good. Okay, so I've got it in there and I'm gonna blend this. So I need to make sure this brush that I was using to blend, which is another fan, I need to make sure that it is not that damp with water. Now, I did dip it in water to clean it off, but I want to make sure it's not soaked with water. There we go. And I'll go up over the top, because that doesn't look like a cloud. We need to blend that. I'm just using the edges of this brush to blend it. And you can take your brush and blend it as well. And that cloud is just taking over the sky, isn't it? I can take it back. I can bring back the sky underneath it. I can add some more white to it if I need to. There we go. There's more white. There we are. A little bit more right here in the front. There we are. Did I already say what I was going to paint? Oh yeah, I did. I think I did. Sunrise with Mount Hood in it. I'm going to add the color of the sky in this one before my sky dries, so I can kind of see it's almost dry. So it's going to have a little bit less of the blue pigment in it. And again, I'm just going to go in little circles across the little canvas, over the side, and across the top. And then we'll blend. Use another brush. This brush has still got paint on it. Set it over there. And I'm going to use this other brush that I was using to blend. There we go. We'll just go right in and blend it. I need to get some of the water off because I can tell right here it picked up too much. There we go. Let's get some of that water off. Yeah, I love doing clouds. Clouds are fun. Enjoyable to paint. And over the side, there we go. Did I get across the top pretty well? Now I can blend that, huh? We'll blend it. And I'm just using the distilled water when I need to rinse off the brush. Otherwise, I'm just wiping it right on the table. There we go. I'm going to grab a little bit more white. And across the little mini canvas, putting in the white.
I want to do this separately because I'm going to have yellow in the sky, so as you saw in the color, I don't want to have it be blending together. I'll have a nice green. I don't need that. So it needs to dry a little bit. Now this guy was our previous one, and looks like it's pretty much almost dry. Grab some white. I'm seeing where this paint is separating. I'm just going to put a little bit of white on there. All right, so I need to make a nice burnt umber and ultramarine gray. I need to make a gray. So to do that, I'm going to mix burnt umber and ultramarine. I'll show you that. I'll bring over the palette. I'm going to scoot you guys over just a little bit, and we'll bring over the palette. Okay, so I've got a knife to mix it with. Scoot you guys over here. A little bit of ultramarine, a little bit of burnt umber. Together is going to make a nice black. And the reason I mix it like this is to make sure I can always take more of either color to make it the perfect color I need it to be. There we go. We've got almost a nice black here. Okay. And with this color, I'm going to make a little bit of white with it to make it be gray instead of black. There we go. Instead of, yeah, just straight black. So let's see what color that comes out to be. I get a brush to pull those together, make it easy. I'm going to take a little bit of this out of the center. Let's see what color we have here. I want it to be like a gray blue. There we are. That is good enough. That's going to be perfect for when we need it. Maybe a little bit lighter. Acrylic's going to dry darker than other paints. Acrylic will dry much darker. There we are. Okay, and that's going to be for the mountain color. I might need to make it a little darker just because this is a sunrise and we're not going to have it be brighter, at least the way it's coming up in this picture. It's going to be gray. There we are. Okay, that is mixed together. And we're ready to proceed with the yellow. So I've got a little bit of cad yellow, and I'm going to add some red to it and make it sort of a peach color. And the way I'd make it peach is by adding white as well. So I've got yellow, and I'm going to add a little quinacridone red, making a nice orange. And then the way I'd transition that into peach is by adding a little bit of white with it. That's good. And a little bit more. We'll get some more color out of there. Now I've got some blue in my brush still. I need to clean that off. All right. And I'm using the 10-0 fan. We're going to make some lovely sunrise clouds coming in. Rinsing my brush one more time. I've got some blue left in there. It's sneaking up on me. There we go. That's going to be plenty. Okay, so I need to put these in between the clouds that are here, and I need to look for the one that's the driest. It looks like it might be, you can stay right there, this guy right here. Okay, so I'm going to start putting in some of the yellow, making the peach color on the sky itself. And I'm just holding my brush
perpendicular to the canvas. And as soon as my brush picks up the blue from the sky, I need to rinse it off. Let's get it around the sides here. A little bit more white. There we go. I'm going to put some in the other pictures too, but first I want to go ahead and put it on this picture everywhere I see it. And since we're going to have a nice lake in front of us, I'm going to also put some down here into the lake. So we're going to pretend like there's a lake there. And I'm going to grab some more. And you don't have to stay with the same color exactly. I've got a little bit more pink and a little bit more pigment in this batch. That's okay. It will still be soft.
And yours is going to look different than mine. That's okay.
We're good with that, right? A little bit of yellow. And a little bit of white. I had a hair in there. There we go. White and quinacridone red. Right over the top of that. And we're going to put some gray down in the bottom here too, to be the
Clouds
that are in there. There we go.
All right, and I'm going to need to put yellow in the middle and a little bit of white.
So that it is brighter where the sun's coming up. Right in the middle. There we are. I'm going to put some gray out here, but I'm going to move over to one of the other canvases that we have.
I'll probably put some up here too. There we are. I'm glad you joined me today. I hope you're painting with me, and if not, just enjoy.
And get some more white. There we are. We're going to do some more soft sky on these other two. I'll come back and put the gray on this one. We're going to put the gray on it. I'm going to get the yellow on here, on the side. I don't forget that. There we are. Normally I paint little Christmas ornaments out of this size, but I'm feeling like just painting a landscape, a little landscape. We got yellow in the middle. I'm going to add some more quinacridone red. And then we're going to put some down here on the bottom of the yellow. At the bottom of the yellow, there we go. And it may not be completely straight across, but I'm going to add white to it. And over the sides. There we are.
And anywhere that I need to remove paint, I'm going to take my damp brush and push it off of here. It'll just take the color right off of there. I'm going to add some of that sky color, the cloud
That I had on there. We're going to bring in a little bit of the morning cloud. Let me get the yellow off of here. I'll use my blender brush and get some of that cloud, which is gray and grayish blue. A knife to dish that up. There we are. And we can just put that in the, also in the water. So I'm going to do it on this one as well, which is the color of the cloud in the water. And on the bottom here.
Add some more of that gray and blue, blue-gray. And over the sides. I need to put this in the water on the other ones as well.
Put some over here. I'm going to come right down the front here and put it on the front as well. Maybe in this front corner. And what I want to avoid doing is mixing the yellow and the blue together. That will make a nice green. I don't really want green on here. On that line. Blending that line where the blue's meeting the yellow. There we go. I'll add some more yellow and white and pink. Well, you know, quinacridone red. There we are. I've still got another canvas to do. I'm going to do that. Just blend that line a little bit between the two. There we are. And this will be cloud reflections in the water.
Put the last one up here. I'm going to blend that line just a little bit more between the two colors. There.
All right, so I've got white, yellow, and quinacridone red. We're going to put that on there, up in the clouds. Let's see, where are we going to have that? A little bit more white. It's up in those morning clouds. I'm going to get a blender brush too, but first I'm going to put in some color down here too. Rinse off my brush. And I've got the fan brush to blend more. Here we are. Just blending out the edges of it. And this one I'm going to get the extra paint off because it's pretty thick. I don't need it to have texture. Not in the clouds anyway. A big chunk of a cloud, you know. Get that top part here. Lovely. And then I'm going to get some yellow and put that in the center with a little bit of white. This will be the sunshine coming. Need to put white on there. It's just a little bit bright yellow in there.
Get some more white.
That's the one color you're going to run out of the most, is white. Let me just get a little bit over here. There we are. A little white and yellow. We'll cut some of the vibrant yellow out by adding a little white to it. It's where the sun's coming through. Okay, a little bit of white up here too with the yellow.
And over the sides. I'm going to get some of the peach color.
Okay. And also in front here. And over the sides. Putting a little bit more of the blue clouds up here.
Cutting out the green, the yellow's mixing with the blue. I don't want it to
Do that, so I need to let that dry and paint over it, but that's okay. Grab a little bit more of the gray and make some gray-blue clouds. A little bit more white. And the colors are trying to mix together. I don't want that to happen. I don't typically paint blue with yellow at the same time, but I'm going to do it today just for the fun of it. A little bit more cloud color. A little bit more white. And I'm going to spray my paint down on my palette with the water bottle, and I'm going to go for a walk. That's what I'm going to do before the sun goes down. And I will come back and work on the mountain. So I can get this up there. And I hope you join me for that, for the next video. And continue this painting with me. A little bit more white with that blue. I'm so glad you joined me today. Yeah, if you paint, let me know what you do. I would love to hear from you. I love positive comments on here. I'm just going to blend that out. A little bit of blue and white. Over the side. And the trick, if it gets kind of green, is to paint it, come back and paint more later. Right over the top of it. Acrylic is so forgiving. Okay, we're going to get you over here. We're going to scoot you out and get you over here. It's going to be the water. Blend it out with a little bit of white and that blue. Gotta rinse my brush off. I'm so glad you joined me for the start of these 3 paintings. Yeah, I will paint over any parts that are bugging me, which that will happen. So I hope to see you in the next video. And we will work further on the mountain. I need to spray this. The mountain's got to pop in there at some point. Anyway, I'm going to finish the water first. Okay? Well, I will see you in the next video, and God bless you.